Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the best countries for foodies. For this list, we'll be looking at countries with the most alluring food reputations, and yes, we know, we must have missed a few, there are so many in the world. We'll just have to do another list, I guess. India. In the past, Indian cuisine has sometimes gotten less than flattering depictions in Hollywood films, like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. For anyone who's actually been to India, or tasted Indian food anywhere in the world for that matter, you know that the food is deliriously delicious. Roaming through the local markets in India, all of your senses will be sparked by a huge variety of colourful fruits, vegetables and spices. Some ingredients are common staple foods across India, such as basmati rice, fiery chilies and black cardamom. Each region has its own unique flavours though, from the barbecue of Assam to Delhi to Mumbai, and so many more. India's street food scene is simply legendary. China. From major chains to family-owned restaurants, chances are you're no stranger to Chinese food. For many of us, it's a go-to option for takeout. Exploring the streets of Chinatown will give you an authentic taste of what the country has to offer. However, nothing can quite compete with exploring the food markets of China. If you've grown up in North America, you'll notice a distinct difference upon arriving in China and wrapping your mouth around a steamed dumpling. Whether there's shrimp, pork or chicken inside, your taste buds will thank you. This is, of course, only the beginning of your food journey. There are limitless universes of regional Chinese cuisines, and eating your way across the country will leave you full. Spain. As far as seafood goes, few countries provide a more diverse array of dishes than Spain. Some you might be accustomed to, such as oysters, mussels and scallops. If you really want to step out, travel to Galicia and try the pulpifera, or fair-style octopus. Whichever region you visit, no trip to Spain would be complete without being served a pan of paella. The country's most iconic meal, paella is a rich culinary fusion of rice, veggies and meats. And yes, seafood of course. With stimulating sights and tastes, Spain is sure to ignite the fire in one's belly. If things ever get too hot though, it's nothing that a cold bowl of gazpacho can't settle. Greece. Be it on a yacht by the bay or on a Santorini balcony, Greece is one of the most atmospheric locations for a dinner against the sunset. So what's on the menu? We'd recommend starting off with a traditional Greek salad and a plate of fried calamari as an appetizer for the table. Or maybe you're eating on the go. Either way, meat lovers can never go wrong with a serving of souvlaki and some lemony fried potatoes on the side. If you find yourself eyeing the rotisserie meat on the street, one of Greece's famous gyros will fulfill your cravings. For dessert, treat yourself to some baklava with a bottle of Greek wine. And remember, when cooking in Greece, olive oil is your best friend. Thailand. Of all the countries on this list, Thailand is perhaps a leader in spicy cuisine. From curry to soup to salad, there isn't a dish that Thailand can't spice up. Naturally, the cuisine itself is the most important factor of any food odyssey. For the hungry travel bug in you though, the experience of seeking out food is just as integral. Thailand delivers on the exploration front with its floating markets. Primarily found along the Chao Phraya and Mekong rivers, local vendors load their boats with fruits, soups and various dishes. While you're sure to remember the taste, the scenery and atmosphere are equally unforgettable. If you're thirsty for another waterside snack, head to the nearest beach for a refreshing coconut. Mexico. The traffic may be heavy at the US-Mexico border, but the vendors selling churros and candies will make you grateful for the slow line. Once you arrive in Mexico, you'll be overcome with a welcoming sentiment. And hey, restaurants and roadside stands are amazing, but it's hard to top a home-cooked Mexican meal. You can find that same sense of community prowling through the markets for fresh ingredients. Food is known for bringing people together, and nowhere is that truer than in Mexico. Like Chinese food, you've probably had your fair share of Mexican takeouts. Once you've had an authentic Mexican tamale or enchilada though, you'll taste a world of difference. Japan. When it comes to rating restaurants, few endorsements speak higher volumes than the Michelin 3-star seal of approval. No city possesses more 3-starred restaurants than Tokyo, which currently has 12. We know not every foodie can afford to dine at an upscale restaurant, especially when considering the travel cost. The good news is that you can have an equally enriching experience immersing yourself in Japan's street food culture. The most essential eats that Japan has to offer would have to be the takoyaki, which rolls tempura, green onion and octopus into balls of goodness. Speaking of batter, okonomiyaki is a pancake that will melt in your mouth. There are also classic dishes that North Americans will be very familiar with, such as sushi and ramen. but they'll be even better than usual. The United States. Many associate the US with burgers and hot dogs, although some would argue that those dishes are rooted in Germany. Even apple pie, arguably the most American food, technically originated from England. This demonstrates what makes America such a wonderful country of foods. It's a collection of different cultures, with everybody bringing their signature dishes to the table. You'll find no shortage of eateries dedicated to countries from around the world. But of course, America goes far beyond just adopting food from other cultures. Just for starters, Chicago and New York always put a fresh spin on pizza. Texas, the Carolinas, Missouri, and so many other states have their own special breed of barbecue. The world also has the US to thank for dishes like clam chowder, corn dogs, and chocolate chip cookies. France. When people think of the classiest restaurants, the most enticing ingredients, and the most exquisite cuisine, France immediately comes to mind. Kick off the day with freshly baked pastries, a classic French omelette, or the always popular pain perdu, or French toast. You won't want to skip lunch or brunch, but you can keep it fairly light at one of the many small bistros or cafes. Save enough room for dinner at a fashionable restaurant. With over 5,000 establishments just in Paris, you're sure to find one that'll accommodate your appetite and price range. Since presentation is key in France, some dishes might appear too beautifully crafted to eat. You won't have any regrets after finally chowing down, but be sure to take a photo for your Instagram account before digging in. Before we get to our top pick, here are a few honourable mentions. Jamaica, Indonesia, South Africa.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Italy. American cuisine owes a lot to Italy, of course, and while several US states have reinvented the pizza, you can't compete with this dish's home country. Although pizza is a dish that virtually everyone can get behind, Italy has so much to offer. Lasagna, risotto, I mean, how do you make up your mind while browsing through an Italian menu? The aroma alone is enough to make your mouth water like the canals of Venice. As far as we're concerned, Italy has perfected pretty much everything. You may come to Italy for the architecture and history, but the food will leave you wanting to buy a villa.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Ms. Mojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.